There was once a footballer who stopped two of the greatest players in history. Not once, not by luck, but by being undeniably the best player in the world. Because before Lionel Messi won 8 Ballon d'Ors, before Cristiano Ronaldo won 5, there was one man standing between them. His name? Kaka. And when he lifted the 2007 Ballon d'Or, nobody knew we were witnessing the end of an era. Or the beginning of football's greatest rivalry. This is the story of the last Ballon d'Or before Messi and Ronaldo changed football forever. When football fans think of Ballon d'Or, they think of Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. For more than a decade, the award almost belonged to only two men. From 2008 until 2017, every single Ballon d'Or ended up in either Messi's or Ronaldo's hands. 9 consecutive years, an era unlike anything football had ever seen. But rewind to just 1 year earlier, to 2007. The football world looked completely different. Ronaldinho was beginning to fade. Zidane had retired. The Galacticos were over. Cristiano Ronaldo was becoming a superstar. Messi was still a teenage phenomenon. And standing above them all was a smiling Brazilian who seemed to glide across the pitch. Kaká. Before Europe knew his name, Brazil already did. Kaká wasn't the loudest player. He wasn't controversial. He didn't chase headlines. He simply played football beautifully. Growing up in Sao Paulo, his life almost changed forever. At just 18 years of age, a swimming pool accident fractured a vertebra in his neck. Doctors feared it could have ended his football career or even left him paralyzed. Instead, he made a full recovery. His family believed it was nothing short of divine intervention. That quiet faith would remain a part of him throughout his career. Soon, Europe came calling. AC Milan signed the young Brazilian in 2003. A club filled with icons: Maldini, Pirlo, Nesta, Seedorf, Gattuso, Inzaghi. On paper, Kaká was the youngster among legends. But it didn't take long to realize the legends had found the next superstar. Within just a few seasons, he wasn't following their footsteps. He was leading them towards European glory. Kaká wasn't like Ronaldinho. He didn't mesmerize defenders with endless tricks. He didn't need a dozen step overs. His game was built on something far more devastating: speed. Not just running fast, but carrying the ball at full pace as if it were tied to his feet. One touch, one burst of acceleration, and suddenly an entire defense was behind him. It looked effortless, almost too simple, but across Europe, no one could stop it. Then came the 2006-07 Champions League, the season that would define his career. While Cristiano Ronaldo was becoming England's brightest star, and Lionel Messi was announcing himself to the world in Spain, Kaká was quietly putting together one of the greatest individual Champions League campaigns ever seen.
Against Anderlecht,
Kaká puede intentar el disparo. Kaká. ¡Ah! ¡Qué golazo! Al final aparece la calidad de un hombre que no ha aparecido durante todo el partido.
Against Celtic,
he struck in the extra time to send Milan into the quarterfinals. Against Bayern Munich,
it's Kaka, and it is 2-1 to AC Milan.
To send Milan into the Champions League semi-finals.
By now, Europe had stopped asking whether Kaká belonged among the world's best. The only question left was whether anyone could stop him. Then came Manchester United, the reigning Premier League champions, the team many believed would conquer Europe. On one side, Cristiano Ronaldo, England's brightest star, the player many believed would soon become the best player in the world. On the other hand, Kaká, already playing the football of his life. The first leg at Old Trafford ended 3-2 to Manchester United. But one moment changed everything.
Kaka accelerating away from Messi and equalising. Wonderful individual goal by Kaka. They just couldn't live with his pace.
That
Here's Kaka. Seen off Fletcher. He's seen off Messi. He's still going. It's wonderful from Kaka. Absolutely magical.
When the noise finally settled, one thing was clear. The best player on the pitch wasn't wearing red. Back at the San Siro, there was no debate.
Di Seedorf, gira di testa per Kaká, Kaká dal limite, parte il tiro, rete, il Milan in vantaggio, ancora lui, Seedorf, prova a liberare il destro, Seedorf, va in percussione, il tiro, rete, Seedorf, 2-0, Gilardino verso l'area avversaria, Gilardino, rete, e qui il Manchester.
Milan didn't just beat Manchester United, they dismantled them. 3-0. Across two legs, he had outshone Cristiano Ronaldo on the biggest stage in club football. He didn't just win the tie, he announced to the entire footballing world that he was the best player on the planet. But there was one final hurdle. Athens, Liverpool. 2 years earlier, the same opponents had handed AC Milan one of the most painful defeats in football history. The miracle of Istanbul. A 3-0 lead. Gone. And now, Milan had a perfect chance to rewrite the ending. And once again, Kaká was at the heart of everything.
E poi c'è fallo di Xabi Alonso. Arbitro. Prova Pirlo! Milan in vantaggio! Va toccata Inzaghi. 44esimo, è stato Inzaghi probabilmente a sfiorare il pallone. 44esimo. Dentro per Inzaghi. E qui il 2-0 è probabilmente quello che...
Surely, this time it was over. But football has a cruel way of reopening old wounds.
Super Pippo Inzaghi e qui il gol del Liverpool con Payet.
Every Milan supporter remembered Istanbul. The fear, the panic, the impossible comeback that had haunted them for 2 years. Could history repeat itself again? For a few agonizing minutes, it felt possible. Then, the final whistle blew. No miracle, no collapse, only redemption. AC Milan were champions of Europe once again. Their 7th Champions League title, the ghosts of Istanbul, had finally been laid to rest. Kaká finished the tournament with 10 goals, becoming the Champions League's top scorer despite playing as an attacking midfielder. He didn't just lead Milan to European glory, he was the heartbeat of the entire campaign. By the end of the season, there was no debate. Kaká was the best footballer on the planet.
At just 25 years old, he stood at the summit of world football. It felt like the beginning of something even greater. But football had other plans.
The summer of 2009 should have been the beginning of Kaká's greatest chapter. But before that, football witnessed something extraordinary. Manchester City made a world record offer to sign him that could have changed football forever. Yet Kaká wasn't chasing the biggest paycheck. His heart was in Milan. Thousands of supporters gathered outside the club's headquarters, begging him to stay. Later that night, they stood outside Kaka's home as chants echoed through the streets. Kaka appeared at his window, holding up his Milan shirt. For one unforgettable night, love had defeated money. But football moves quickly. Just a few months later, Real Madrid came calling. This time, the move happened. Kaká became one of the most expensive players in football history. He arrived in Madrid alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. Just 2 years earlier, they had stood on the Ballon d'Or podium. Kaká first, Ronaldo second. And now, they wore the same white shirt. Many believed Real Madrid had assembled the team that could dominate world football for years to come. It should have been the beginning of another legendary era. Instead, injuries arrived. Recurring knee problems slowly stole the explosiveness that had made Kaká unstoppable. The long, effortless runs became less frequent. The player who had once torn through Europe's best defense could no longer play with the same freedom. Meanwhile, Messi and Ronaldo reached heights football had never seen. Records fell, Ballon d'Ors became routine. The world moved on. But those who watched Kaká at his peak never forget. Because greatness isn't measured by only how long it lasts. Sometimes it's remembered precisely because it was so brief. Football remembers its dynasties: Pelé, Maradona, Cruyff, Zidane, Messi, Ronaldo. But between one era and the next stood one smiling Brazilian. For one unforgettable season, he wasn't chasing greatness, he was greatness. He reached the summit just before two legends turned that summit into their own kingdom. That is why Kaká's story feels so different. He wasn't forgotten because he wasn't good enough. He was simply caught between two generations. One ending and another unlike anything football had ever seen. He became the bridge between them. The last Ballon d'Or winner before Messi and Ronaldo changed football forever. And maybe that's what makes his legacy so special. Because for one glorious year, the world belonged to Kaká. If Kaká's magical 2007 season deserves to be remembered, leave a heart in the comments and tell me, which single season do you think was more impressive? Kaká in 2007 or any Ballon d'Or season from Messi or Ronaldo? If you love cinematic football documentaries that uncover the stories behind the legends, subscribe now. Until next time, football isn't just played, it's remembered.